In this video, we will be going over the bank register and reports. They do go kind of hand in hand. With the bank register, you'll want to complete this on a daily basis. It's to basically close out the day and account for all cash, check, and money order payments. They will stick onto people's accounts, so if they make a payment with cash or check or money order, those will still reflect on the accounts themselves. However, it will not update automatically on reporting and everything, so that's why it's important to create these deposit slips on a daily basis through the bank register. So the first thing we'll do is come to Quick Navigation, Bank Register, or you can go to Financials and Bank Register. If you're working for multiple facilities, you can choose the different facilities from this drop-down. Otherwise, it'll just be the main facility that you work for. And then similarly, most of the time there's only one bank account associated with each facility, but if there happens to be multiple, you can choose between the two different ones. Otherwise, most of the time you'll just want to leave it as whatever the default one is listed. There's create deposit, create payment, create adjustment, and reconcile, as well as some deposits that were created down here. These are all previous deposit slips created in the software. For the purposes of this video, we're going to just focus on create deposit though. This is the only action you'll need to do on a day-to-day basis. You'll have another opportunity to change the facility from here, change the bank account from here. There's the ability to do a cash drawer or electronic. Keep in mind that the electronic would be for ACH payments or credit card payments, and you do not need to do that. The software will automatically account for all credit card, ACH, and auto pay payments. So that is not something that you have to close out at the end of each day. I did just run the bank register for the day, so there's nothing here, but typically you'll see the balance here for cash, checks, and money order, and it will only show the payments that were that. You should not see payments for credit card, ACH, or anything along those lines listed here. You'll just want to make sure that these two amounts match. This will be what's actually created onto the deposit, and that's what this side is what is suggested to be created for the deposit. And then down here is the bank deposit summary. So it'll detail what was cash, or what was checks, money orders, and cash, and then a grand total at the bottom. And then lastly, you'll have the ability to print a deposit slip or not. You can uncheck the box if you do not want to print a deposit slip, but if you do, that just to make it easier when you go to the bank to deposit all this stuff, you can check that box and then click Save. And then it will pop up with a PDF of the deposit slip you just created. There's not much to see here because again, I had just ran one, so there's nothing of importance here, but normally if for like checks and stuff like that, it'll give you like a number, a type. So if it was like money order or check, a memo, things like that, and then the amounts, and then the total that was deposited. And that is it for the deposit slip. Now moving on to reports, there's two ways to access reports as well. Under Quick Navigation, you can come here to Reports, and this will just give you a list of all reports. By default, it shows you the report name and a description of each report, and you can just scroll through the list, but you can also do compact view, so if you already know the report you're looking for, you can, in alphabetical order, just search for the certain reports. There's also filters that you can do, so if you're looking specifically for like an accounting report, a sales report, things like that, you can filter that way as well. You can also create favorites by clicking on the star next to a report, and then you can filter by your favorites. The other thing to note is under the hamburger menu and then under report sets, this is a way for you to automatically receive the reports that you want, whether it be on a daily basis, monthly, weekly, quarterly, however often you want it set up. You can have reports sent to you automatically via email. So, for instance, a popular report is company summary, typically a monthly report that facilities like to pull. You could set up a report set to send this report to you on a monthly basis, for example. And then just to take a quick look at a report, we'll use the company summary as an example. For the company summary, it will be everything prior to today, or whatever today is for you when you're watching this video, when you're pulling this report. So for me, it's anything prior to the 9th of July. The currency type, if you have a different currency other than US dollars, you can change that here. It'll pull for all companies by default, but if you only want to see one of your facilities, if you happen to have multiple facilities, you can set that up. And then the last, second to last thing that you'll make a decision for is if you want to see cash basis or accrual basis. And then lastly, the output format that you want. So if you want it to be HTML, a PDF, Excel sheet, another Excel sheet document, or a PowerPoint. Most commonly, if you're going to be having it emailed to yourself, you'll either want some of these reports as PDFs or Excel sheets. We'll leave it as HTML though, and we'll click Run Report, and then click on it just so you can have an idea of what this report looks like. It gives you a ton of high-level information. This would also be pretty good for like accounting purposes, just to have a good idea of what's coming in on a monthly basis and things like that. There are obviously many more reports to pull from, but just for the sake of this video, I just wanted to highlight that one. So again, you can mark it as favorite by clicking the star, but there's a bunch of generic ones too. So if you just want to see a general customer list, a daily walk around report, a report of all your email addresses for your tenants, expiring leases, insurance plans, anything like that, we have pretty much everything that you would want listed here. But if you have any additional questions regarding reports, getting a report set up, or just with the bank register, please feel free to reach out to your onboarding coach or tech support.